you guys a little bit about the new coldwellbanker.com. How many of you have been out to coldwellbanker.com lately? Okay. Let's talk about that a little bit. They are revamping coldwellbanker.com, and it's really cool, the things that they're doing. But here are some statistics that I want you to know, because I want you to be able to talk about this to your clients. We are and have been the #1 online national real estate brand for the last 3 years. Okay? And I'll make these things available to you. These will be some of the slides that I'll pop into that presentation.
Oh, good, good.
So they'll be in there, okay? But I want you guys to know that. #1 online national real estate brand for the last 3 years running. And that's according to Nielsen. And everybody knows who Nielsen is. Okay, so if people want to know, well, who did that ranking? Well, that way you've got it. It was a Nielsen rating. Here's the next slide that's real important for you to see. If we compared the brands out there, here's where we stack up. Blue is Coldwell Banker, gold is Century 21, red is RE/MAX. Okay, this is their website. You can see where Coldwell Banker has shook out the last 3 years, and you can also see something that has happened quite noticeably. What's happened? RE/MAX has gone down quite noticeably the last couple of years. Okay? Now here's the reason why. Because if someone said to you, well, why do you think that's happened? The reason why is because Coldwell Banker has continued to utilize innovative technology to draw people to coldwellbanker.com. For instance, on location at YouTube, it takes them right back to coldwellbanker.com. Microsoft Surface, the iPhone application, all of these technologies that Coldwell Banker continues to roll out are driving people right back to coldwellbanker.com, which in turn goes right to you. Okay? So that is the biggest reason why Coldwell Banker continues to rank as the top real estate website when all the other competition is tending to flounder somewhat. Okay? Here's the next thing that I think is really quite impressive. From 1 year over the next, total unique visitors to coldwellbanker.com has remained flat. Now, how many of you know and have heard with the economy that flat is now the new up? Okay? So having said that, we're in pretty good shape because we've essentially remained the same over the last 2 years. Again, which signals that we're doing the right thing to drive people to that website. Okay? Here it shows a rolling 12-month, and you can see just exactly the number of visitors. Okay? It is substantially different. This means substantially different leads to you guys. Okay?
And we can get all these
You bet.
out and put
You
it in
bet.
ours. Okay.
You bet. I'll make them all available to you. Here's leads from 2008 to 2009. Again, leads were up. And a lot of that has to do with all of the new technologies that are pulling different demographic groups. You know, the Gen Y buyer, you know, the affluent buyer, all these different demographics. Coldwell Banker is attempting to reach out and offer them a vehicle that appeals to them so that they can come back to coldwellbanker.com and get to you guys. Okay? All right, so let's look at the new coldwellbanker.com briefly. And here's what I want you all to do. This is your next challenge. Go to coldwellbanker.com, and you will see in the top left-hand corner, try out our new beta site. I want you to go out there and click on it, because right now it's the traditional coldwellbanker.com site. The new beta site will allow you to get in there and play around with it and give your feedback. They are still making tweaks to it, so they're anxious to have your feedback. So go to coldwellbanker.com, top left, you'll see beta site. Click on that and it's going to take you into the new site so that you can then mess around in it and give your feedback. Now, why do you think that I think it's important for you guys to get out there and do this?
To make it the
I'm
best.
tired this morning.
Well, guess who's already going out there? People are doing it, guys. The consumer's going out there. So if you haven't been in the new beta site to see what it looks like, you are no longer their real estate experts.
How do they know what the beta site is? How do they know to get in it?
Because most people, when they go out to a website, if they're at all techie, they will see, visit our new beta site,
Okay.
and people will click on it. And then they're
What
going
does
to
that
come
mean?
to a screen.
What does beta site mean?
Beta site means that it's in the kind of the testing stages. Okay, it's in the new fledgling stages,
Okay.
and it says you can give us feedback. Okay, and this is what the new site looks like. Okay, and there's still a traditional method of searching, so it's not that that's going to go away, but it's all the new site's going to offer them some really cool new ways to search, and that's what I want to show you now. You'll notice at the bottom of the screen there are three kind of icons. This is the new home buyer video, the Bluescape search, which we're going to talk about in a minute, and then iPhone homes. What that's saying to that consumer is if you have an iPhone and you want to download the application, there's a way for you to search. Okay, again, it's attempting to reach out to all different types of consumers.
They have one for the new Android too.
Yes. Okay. All right, notice
find
in
that
the
on
middle
YouTube.
of the screen, guys, that this is the traditional search method. So when you log in out there, it's going to automatically, the program knows where you are. So in that window right here, when you log in, it's going to say Greensboro, North Carolina. The system knows where you're logging in from because it tracks your IP address. Okay? Now, you can override that. So if you wanted to search in Kernersville, you could type in Kernersville right there. Okay? The other thing that this allows you to do is put in the price range, bedrooms, bathrooms, a radius. How many miles do you want to search? And then it allows you to do a really cool new thing, which is to put in a keyword. Because oftentimes in our MLS input form, we're very limited to the fields that they give us. But maybe you have a really unique feature about one of your listings that you want to make sure that if someone goes in and says 4-car garage, and they type in 4-car garage, it's going to pull up your property. Okay? So, that's one of the really cool new features about that search.
Is that an IDX feed too, or is it, it is? Okay.
Okay, it's going to show you real estate headlines, which I think is also really great because what we're hoping is that people then will keep it as a favorite. And then the banners, which I showed you. All right, the property search. This is what the property search looks like. And you'll notice, see the picture here over to your left. You can actually go right to the video by clicking right on that picture. Okay? So there is more instant gratification, if you will, in this type of search. All right? You can also see on there that at the top, there's a little, does everybody see this little blue bar? There, it says 397 additional listings at our local site. So that's where they could actually click here and go right on over to cbtriad.com to see all the different listings that would fit their criteria. Okay? The other thing that they've done, which I really like, two other things they've done, they've put this contact button in bright orange. So if they click on that contact button and you have a profile there at your listing, it's going to go right into you. They're trying to make the contact feature stand out so much that people can't miss it. Okay? The other thing you guys can do, and so can the consumer, right here there's a little share button. So you guys can share this out on Facebook or Twitter or wherever you